What should a one-pager include? 6 things, and it has to actually fit on one page. A one-pager is the asset you send after a conversation. It explains what you do, who it is for, and what it costs, in a form someone can read in 90 seconds and forward to a colleague. Done well, it keeps deals alive. Done badly, it reads like a brochure and gets ignored. Here is what goes on it. First, the problem, in your buyer's words, not your services, not your bio. Open by naming the situation they are actually in. Something like your team is closing deals, but only when you are on the call. When a buyer reads their own problem on the page, they keep reading. Second, the outcome. What is different after working with you? Be specific and concrete. A predictable pipeline that does not depend on your calendar beats a vague promise like unlock your growth potential. Third, the plan. 3 steps, no more. Buyers do not need your methodology. They need to see that a path exists and that it is not chaos. Name the 3 phases in plain language and move on. Fourth, proof. 1 short client result with a real number or 2 brief lines. Not a logo wall, not 5 testimonials. 1 believable example that matches the buyer's situation does more than a page of praise. Fifth, the investment. A range is fine and usually better than a single number. What is not fine is leaving it off. When price is missing, the buyer assumes it is out of reach or they have to ask, and asking is friction. Sixth, 1 next step. 1. A link to book a call or a sentence telling them exactly what happens next. Multiple options split attention and reduce action. That is the whole thing. Now what to leave off, because this is where one-pagers go wrong. Leave off your company history. Nobody reading a one-pager cares when you were founded. Leave off your full service list. A menu makes the buyer do the work of figuring out which thing they need. Leave off jargon and industry language. If a smart person outside your field cannot follow it, rewrite it. Leave off design that fights the words. Clean type, real white space, 1 accent color. A beautiful page with vague copy still does not sell. The words do the selling. One more thing about length. If your content does not fit on a page, the instinct is to shrink the font. Do not. Cut instead. The constraint is the point. A page that forces you to choose the most important thing is doing you a favor. Here is the test. Send it to someone who does not know your business and ask them 2 questions. Who is this for and what does it cost? If they cannot answer both in under 2 minutes, it needs another pass. And if writing it feels impossible, that is useful information. A one-pager is hard to write when the offer underneath it is still fuzzy. The document is not the problem. The clarity is. Most founders who struggle with the page are actually struggling with the decision about who they serve. The Free Growth Navigator builds it with you. It asks about your offer, your buyer, and your voice, then produces a refined offer statement, a pitch you can say out loud, and a one-pager you can send after your next conversation. About 15 minutes, no credit card, stop building alone, start free at foundersbestfriend.com.